Let's talk about day two of the NBA playoffs. Now, well, I could do this every day, but let's talk about day two of the playoffs. First game, the Grizzlies and OKC. One of the largest losses in NBA playoff history. The Grizzlies lost by 51. Wasn't the most all time, so I guess they had that to be happy over. And the sad thing is, SGA had his worst game of the season, and OKC won by 51. The Grizzlies weren't able to beat OKC when Shea was at his worst because everybody else was on fire. That's how deep this OKC team is. Like, I just don't see any team in the West beating them. Great game from the Grizzlies. J-Dub, he showed out, he showed up. Marvin Bagley was the only one that showed up for the Grizzlies. I'm not going to go too hard on Ja because you could tell he was still injured. But Desmond Bain and Jaren Jackson, oh boy, if this happens in game two, just be prepared. I'm not even a fan of the Grizzlies, but this is embarrassing. Then the Magic and Celtics. This was hopefully Jason Tatum's risk is all right because I don't want him to be hurt. That would suck for the Celtics. But it was a close game in the first half. But the Celtics started to pull away in the second half because Paolo and Franz were the only ones that was actually able to do something for Orlando. And Anthony Black not starting. And Corey Dosal starting over Anthony Black is disgusting. That's nasty work. Anthony Black definitely should start in game two. But the game, like I said, in the first half, it was solid. In the second half, they just pulled away. Derek White had 30. Franz and Paolo was the only factors for the Magic. Paolo wouldn't. He had 36. Franz had 23, and they was both having good all-around games. Then the third game had the Cavs and the Heat. This game was actually solid for a good part of the game. Like really in the first half and a bit in the third quarter, it was kind of competitive. The Cavs did end up pulling away near the end of the fourth quarter. They ended up winning by 21. But it was competitive until like the third quarter, like the start of the fourth. It was decently competitive. The Cavs had 87-79 lead. But Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Ty Jerome, they were the three that showed up. It wasn't Mobley or Jaren Jackson or Jared Allen last night, but they'll definitely be able to get their stuff off. But Mitchell, Garland, and Ty Jerome, they all had great games. Then the Warriors and Rockets, this game was fun. It was a 10-point game. The Warriors ended up winning game one. As I said, the Warriors probably win this series in 6 games, but the Rockets are a competitive team. They play good defense. Both of these teams had under 100 points, which shows you how good they both are. I do think the Rockets will take game two, but it was important for the Warriors to get this first game in Houston. So yeah, Şengün had a great game. Jalen Green was very disappointing, as I expected. As Steph did his thing, he had 31. Jimmy Butler, he had a great game, had 5 steals. So that's a recap of day two of the NBA playoffs from yesterday.